Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jim Skirven. I am an enthusiastic and energetic mortgage consultant working with 12 very talented professionals in mortgage associates in beautiful downtown Columbia, Maryland.
I'll bet that is beautiful.
Yes, it is. Yeah. With my beautiful company. Joe, I brought 3 people here from my company.
Who'd you bring with you?
Larry.
Larry?
Jamie. Where are you, Sarah?
Hello, guy.
Sarah, yep.
Where's Sarah?
Right here. Owner of the company. She's a doll. I love you, Sarah.
Sarah, where are you? Doll. I love you. There you go. Okay. Hi.
A year ago, when I walked in this room, I was anxious, nervous, scared to death, and I felt like I was on another planet.
The little you.
The little me, right over there. I just left a company that I worked with for 6 years. They were a transaction-based company. And I knew if I was going to survive in the business, I had to really build my referral business. And in a good market, I was doing 60 to 70 transactions per year. And when the market shifted, that went down 50%. And I saw it going down, 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 down. And I was scared to death. Again, I was going to lose what I'd built. I'd spent a lot of time building that. And so when I was here in the main event, I heard everybody share, all the people sharing from their heart, and listened to Joe and Dean, and my soul said, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. It's my life preserver. So I immediately signed up right there at the main event, and I decided to do whatever my coach asked me to do. If she told me to go to Alaska, I'd go. And that coach is Angela Roma. I love her to death. She's such a doll. My first 3 months in working the buyer-friendly system, I made the same income I did in 6 months in my former job. And I made $30,000 my first 3 months. Very excited.
Good for you. Yeah.
And what I did immediately is I did the reconnect letter, generated 4 to 5 transactions, did the evidence of success, and then Angela said, do the newsletter. So I looked at the newsletter and I said, I cannot send this thing out. Has nothing in here about real estate. I said, I can't do this. And she said, do it, and I did it. So I sent it out and then started getting this phenomenal feedback from my clients. I remember one woman I spoke to, she thanked me unsolicited and said, Jim, I want to thank you for your newsletter. I said, what? Why? She said, there was an article in there about conflict, and my daughter is having conflict at school. We took it out, we read it, and she solved the problem. I said, great. Then I had another client that emailed me, hadn't talked to him in 5 years, sold him my home in 5 years. They emailed me and said, Jim, we love your newsletter. Is it okay if I write an article and would you be okay if I put it in there? I said, sure. And I put an article in there about pet stores, and she wrote it. It was beautiful. Then I decided I'm going to call all the people in my database that have businesses, and I called them up and said, hey, would you like some free advertising? I said, you can put an article in my newsletter. And it's been so much fun calling him, contacting him, and it's really, really easy to use.
Did you bring your one with you? Do we have a newsletter of yours with you?
I did not.
Okay. Let me just I'm going to show on the Elmo here what a really good finished newsletter looks like. So there's a masthead, like a newspaper, and a good opening article. And then you'll notice that throughout this newsletter, it's articles with embedments around people introducing people to you. So this is welcome my new clients.
Hey, Joe, can I say something on that?
Yeah.
I've had clients that have read that, and I'm doing a loan with them, and they said, Jim, will you put my name in your newsletter now I just did a loan? I said, sure. Yeah. Then I have people that read that and say, you must be doing really well because I always see your new clients in there.
Yeah.
So I'm subtly telling people I'm doing business.
It's called social proof. It's not talking about how many loans you're doing. It's the people's names. It's not the top agent of the month. It's the people's names And when you put in there refer to or introduced by, that's what people are noticing. They're going, wow,
Yes.
you're doing a lot of business there.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you working with the client of the month? Have you started that yet?
Yes, I've done that.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot, modestly. But one thing I really like doing also is the riddle, which I first looked at, I thought, that's ridiculous, you know?
Of course it is.
There's this beautiful little riddle in there, and then I changed it that if you answer the riddle and you're the first person to call me, I'll give you a gift certificate to Starbucks or, you know, to a movie theater or a gas gift card. And I have people calling me like crazy. You know, so much fun. They come out the first. I had somebody said, "When's your next newsletter coming out, Jim?" I'm ready for it. You know, so I'm engaging and about engaging in a relationship with them, which is pretty cool. I really kind of have fun doing that. It's like makes the business fun.
Yeah.
You know,
and you said something really cool. It's getting your client and you interacting. Because the more you interact, the more likely they are to introduce and refer. And it's getting interacting outside the thing called real estate or the mortgage business. It's when people start to interact with you like they would with a friend, that's when they start referring to you as a friend. And so that's what a good newsletter will do. And this is, in its finished form, that's what a good newsletter looks like. It's an 8-page newsletter. That's what it looks like. 2 11.5 by 17s put together like that. And one of the types of long shelf life. This sits in the reading room for the whole month. What a lot of people do are doing really successfully in part of their before unit is they're making up 4 or 5 copies and they'll put it in their dentist's office. They'll put it at their chiropractor's office, or there are clients that have businesses. Why don't you put this in your business? You know, why don't you hand it out to you? Because it's got embedded in there is all about you too. But people want to hand this out. They want to pass it around because it's fun, it's light, it's informative, it's interesting, and like you said, your clients really enjoy that. So.
Another thing I do is I put a professional resource list in there.
Oh, good.
And people have gotten great feedback about that. Where the woman that was a pet store, I put her in the professional resource list.
Yeah.
And then people, it's like my Team 100. And then I did the same thing on an insurance agent. I asked him, would you like to advertise in there? And he said yes, and I put it on my professional resource list. So I also call people up and say, have you used the professional resource list yet? You know, I got an email last week saying, I used your deck washing guy, and it really was great.
Yeah.
So it's again engaging and having a relationship.
Look what Jim Urban is doing. Jim is in Denver, one of the top agents in North America, and this is his newsletter. And he has Jim's favorite referral list. And he's got a list of all the businesses that he was recommending here. And he keeps that in his, and he's not asking for money from these people. He's just trying to help them do what he wants other people to help him do. You know, he's just giving away what he would want them to do. So, and Jim's blog. You want to go over to a nice little blog. Go over to jimsjournal.net. He's got some great thoughts over there around building a real estate business. Yeah. So how do you put all this together?
Well, what I love about it, it takes me 20 to 30 minutes per month, and that's it. It's the easiest thing to do because you just click in. And you want to do that, Michelle?
Yeah, we're going to go into Jim's Total Solution.
And
the internet's, it's his, it's his Total
okay.
Solution. He gave us his username and password. Yeah. Just as a little, the internet's a little slow right now, so it's just taking us a little while. It's really, the newsletter itself is just 2 minutes. The internet might be longer.
Right. So you hit monthly touch points, go down to the client newsletter, 2-minute version.
Okay, there's a 2-minute version. If you want to get this done in 2 minutes, you hit the 2-minute newsletter version.
Right.
Okay.
And then you click in the newsletter, it comes up.
Yeah, it's uploading it right now. There you go.
What I'll do is I'll take that newsletter and just immediately save the file and then modify it. And the great thing about it is that I schedule my client coordinator to come in twice a month. And she works for 10 hours a week with me, and the rest is all remote. And then because I schedule for her to come in, it takes me 20 minutes to print it out myself, and I just give it to her. And it takes her 3 hours. I pay her to do 3 hours, and then it's out, just like that.
You go in and customize it.
I customize it. I change the gym. I add my clients, that I've just closed the loan.
Right.
I'll update the riddle, say who won the riddle, double check for spelling, and print it out, give her the labels, and it's done. 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And she does the rest.
What's neat is that your clients actually think you write it.
Jay, let me tell you a story about that too. Monday, I got a referral while I was here from the newsletter. A gentleman I had sent it out to my former company called me and said, Jim, I love your newsletter. My wife threw it away, and it just really, I got upset because I hadn't read it yet. And he said to me, how do you do all this stuff with the newsletter? I said, well, it's not easy to do, but you do it,
That's true.
It's true. I kept my mouth shut. I'm telling the truth. And then what I do is, for him, he gave me a referral for a loan in Delaware. It's a refinance of their primary residence to purchase a second home. So it's 2 loans out of the newsletter. And every month now, I am generating between 4, 6, 7 referrals, and I have the peace of mind knowing now when I send that out and I do my evidence of success, the business comes in. I have the peace of mind now that I can relax to know that the business I built is still going to be there forever. So really my purpose in sharing is just simply to express my gratitude for the blessing of being in By Referral Only.
Oh, thank you. Good. I'm grateful for that. That's excellent.